Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with your same module, that is the research skills, but with the new chapter, that is the chapter number 6, that is putting it into the practice. That is whatever theory we have done, now put into the practice, put into the live examples. So putting into the theory, that is also putting into the practice, that is also one of the important concept, that is a part of the research skills. So let's start with the previous class session, what we have covered in the last class, then move to the today's session, that is chapter number 6, that is putting it to the practice. So student needs to be taught, in the last class we have started with the library research, that is what is the library research and how to do the library research. So this says student needs to be taught how to gather the information, not just assign the task. So they are need to taught, that is how to gather the information, not they are only they you said that you have to gather the information, not their homework, but you have to taught that how to gather the information. The student must be given or should practice developing the research questions by doing it as a class and proceeding to the students thinking of their own. That means they are thinking of their own style. That is what are the styles of the various discussion that is carried out. That is what are the various forms by which the different styles are being carried out for the student librarian issues. And two important steps that is used in researching are, what are the two important steps? The first is compile the question before the research, that is compile whatever the question that is required before the research. Then answer the questions in the own words, that is not copied or make notes in the point form. That is answer the question in their own words or in your own words, not the copied question or make notes in the point form. And the next point says, by teaching students how to do the written assignment, both the research and the writing, plagiarism may be eliminated. That is, a student research may be eliminated, or we can say the student duplicate words may be eliminated. And what are the various steps by that is required in this one? The first is the planning, that includes the two part, that is choosing a subject, then develop the questions for the research, that is what is the main subject that is carried out, then develop the question, that is what are the various questions that is required for the research, like who, why, what, where, when, how. Then second part is identifying the sources of the information, that is what are the various sources that is required. So identify what are the various sources that is used for searching the information. So identifying the various sources of information, that is what are the various sources by which we can gather the information, that is the various sources of information. Then locating and gathering the information, that includes the print as well as the non-print character, that is locating and gathering the information. The next one is the reading, interpreting, that is read out the content, what are the various content that is required, and interpret the contents, that is used for the reading the writing, and make the interpretation, that is how it is used, and what are the various main ideas that is required in this one, what is the main relationship in the reading and the writing, and also it is used for the cartoons, picture, charts. So we can display the reading by displaying the various, interpret the various concept by using the cartoon, picture, charts, table, etc. That is used for the various planning, organizing, compiling the question, that is how to teach the subject, how to take the subject. So this is the planning, then identifying, and then we have studied about, that is how to our teacher use the guide for planning research, that is a checklist, that is how teacher uses a guide for the planning research, that is how to plan out the research, how to plan out the checklist, that is available in this one. This is the assignment purpose, that is a curriculum fit, then format, then research procedures to be taught, then evaluation, then what is the main purpose of this one, that is what is the main purpose of the assignment. Then the purpose includes the introduce, review, expand, focus. Then this is to the student guidelining, that is ability and the stage of the development, then learning preferences, then social grouping, then cooperative learning skills. Then next is the resources, that includes so what are the various resources that is available, that includes the school library, other libraries, teacher librarian that is available, then other resource activity, then community, and so on. Then next part is that is available in this one, that is a goal. So this the first is the guidelines and the consideration that is available. The next one is the goals, that is what are the various goals that is used. So in the goal, the first part is the concept, that is what is the main concept in this one. To apply or practice the research procedures, to improve the decision making abilities that is used. Then what are the various skills required? To plan for the research, to work in a variety of social situations, to support a personal opinion. These are the various goals that we have studied about. Then what else do we have for me? This is one of the sample activity that is required. How many minutes are taken for this one? Then this is the theory that says that how to direct to the student, that is how to make the direction to the student that is available, that requires three, or we can say some plans that is required. So that requires the student to summarize the major decisions, gather the information, provide the references book, provide the reference point that is used in this one. This is one of the sample student research planning. The first part is the planning. In this there is establishing topic, then identifying the various resources, then identifying the audience, evaluation criteria, and so on. The next chapter is the chapter number 6, that is putting it into the practice. This chapter is very useful. So let's start with this chapter. So this first is the question, that is this chapter useful to me? So teachers who are experienced users of research activities may find that they are already familiar with some of the following suggestions. Teachers who are just beginning to integrate the research into their classroom program may find useful ideas in the material. So they find the useful ideas in the material that is carried on. So they take the ideas in the following suggestions, who are beginning to integrate the research into their classroom programs, who are experiencing the users of the research activity, and they have already familiar with the various activity that is used in this one. So teachers who are experienced users of research activity may find that they are already familiar with some of the following suggestions that is taken up, and teachers who are just beginning to integrate the research into the classroom program may find useful ideas in this material. So teachers who are experienced, they cannot get the good ideas in this one, but teachers who are inexperienced, or because they are less experienced, they are very efficient by getting, or they are very fruitful by getting this information, that is how to integrate the research activity or research into their consideration. Now, what will I find in this chapter? Sample of activities that is available is used to implement each research stage, that is how to implement the research stage. This is an example. There are multiple research stages that is carried out by three people in the picture. This is one female that is carried out studying the books. This is a one male member that is also carrying out the study the book for the research. This is another male member, another student that is carrying out the research activity. So this is the code that is given by the Thayheld De Chardin. So this says, he says, research means to give each and every element its final value by grouping it in the unity of an organized whole. So whatever the research, whatever the concept that we are taken, that means to give each and every element its final value. That means give the final result or final value by grouping it in the unity of the organized whole. So as an organized coordination, as an organized manner, the research means to give each and every element its final value by grouping it in the unity of the organized whole. So the pieces of the research puzzle are falling into place, that is also acquired in this one. Hello. Yeah, are you able to hear me, Joseph? Good afternoon. Till now you are not able to hear me. Oi hoy. So this is the chapter we have discussed about this chapter, that is what is the research and how to do the research activity. And after discussing this chapter, so this says the research means to give each and every element its final value by grouping in the various organized group. After covering this, we have jumped to the assignment. This is the front page of the assignment. In this there is a qualification, there is a unit number and the title that is given, right? And there is assessor name. You have to fill this assignment sheet, and this is the new assignment that is going to give you in the today's class, that is a Friday, 4 December 2015. All right, so this is the assignment. Yes, tell me, Joseph. Yeah, this is the sign, right? No. Don't worry, now you have to submit that only front page. All right. Mhm. Which one? DMS. Yeah, there are three tasks, there are three questions. No. Only these three tasks of the is a part of the assignment. This is a ER model that is given. In this you have to create a relational database schema. This is the question number 3. So this is the front page that is given for you. These are the various learning outcomes. These are the various assessment criteria. This is LO2. These are the various assessment criteria 3.1 to 3.4. Then next is in order to get the pass, merit or distinction, this is the criteria that is given. Then this is the assignment brief. This is the unit 7 presentation. This is the purpose of the assignment. That is, what is the main purpose of the assignment, why we are learning the assignment. That is the main purpose of the assignment. Then question number, there are 3 questions. One is the database design process, that is how to design the database or the data design process. This is question number 1. Then next question is a scenario given and you have to prepare the ER model, that is the ER diagram. Now this is the third part, that ER model is given. Now you have to create a relational database schema, and these are the various questions of this one, right? Then this is the task 1, that is the task 1 is related to the LO1 that contains the 1.1 and the 1.2. Task 2 contains, that is creating the ER model that is used for the denoted by the LO2 that include the 2.1 and the 2.2. Then task number 3 that includes 3.1 to 3.4 that is using the create the relational database schema. And this is the evidence list that is given. So if you are going to take out something, that is whatever you have to present, you have to write over here this is the presentation, this is the PPT that I am given, this is the PPT 1, PPT 2, PPT 3. This is one of the example of the evidence presented. And also over here in this one you have to give the page number. For example, you have to submit the, or you are going to submit the Word document, so you have to prepare or you have to write that task number is 1 is given in this assignment, in on this page, on this page, on this page. So you have to write the page number of the MS Word on which you have going to cover the task, you are going to submit the task in the MS Word. That is the page number, right? Yes, tell me, Joseph. Hmm. 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 Yes. After compiling all these modules, 16 modules, it's a responsibility of the teacher to decide whether you got the pass, merit or the distinction on the basis of the grade that you take in the individual modules. Okay, I will show you on the in the Monday's class. Okay. This is the evidence presented that is available. Then next is the achievement summary. That is what do you achieve, whether you achieve this target over there, whether you achieve this target. If you achieve, then please tick on this one. Whether you achieved in the 1.2, tick on this one. Whether you achieved on this one 3, tick on this one, right? That is achievement summary. This is also the high grade achievement, that if you are applying the high grade achievement, you are applying the M1, M2, M3. This is the task of the teacher, that is the assessor. And this is the feedback that is given. If there is any feedback, if I am going to give you any feedback, I will give the feedback in this form only. All right. This is the assignment, database system assignment, and the deadline that is given. Is the 4th December. That today's date is the date issued, and the completion date is the 18th December 2015. All right. So this assignment I have mailed you already, and this will also be uploaded on the LMS positively by tomorrow. Now come back to this one, this module. We will covering this module chapter number 6 some part due to some disturbance with the headset. my class is my class suffers a lot of the break. So this is a research activity that is going to take place, and there are various stages that is covered in this one. So stage number one is the planning. So there are various stages that we will put into the practice. So we will start this stage number one planning in the next class, that is in the Monday's class. So uh, in the this weekend, that is Saturday Sunday, please focus on the assignment. You are going to complete your assignment because the task is already given to you. All right, so that's all for today's session. Thank you so much everyone for listening me, and if there is any doubts, you can ask the doubts from me.